Good morning. I hope that you are doing well and that you had fun doing lessons 1 and 2. Today we're going to start lesson 3. Lesson 3 is a little bit different in that it's going to have you manipulating objects and it tells you to delete a lot. So I just wanted to go over that. I'm going to click into lesson 3. Okay. Why isn't it opening? There it goes. Okay, now I have that same familiar environment that we're used to. And it's going to tell me over here to do several things. I'm going to just jump. I don't want you jumping. I can tell if you've jumped, but I want to jump down here. Okay, so it's going to tell you, it's going to give you frames. And in this lesson, the frames are the hints. You are going to bring out a block and you should be putting it about in that frame and stretching to the right size. So it's showing you how to do that. Okay, so grab any handle while holding Alt. You'd be holding the Alt, undo the scaling to return to original location. So follow the directions till you get to this point. Okay, there's a whole reason why I'm here. So holding my command button, I can push or pull in just one direction, right? Okay. Or I can pull on that corner and it lets me pull in two directions. And when I do so, it's proportional to one another. Okay, so it keeps its proportion. Okay. And then this is my Z direction, bringing it up tall. All right. Now don't get confused with stretching your object by pulling this top center grip versus lifting your object using the cone. And here's a key, a little shortcut. Hit D for drop and it will drop it onto that work plane. Okay. You have 3 rotational handles, 1, 2, and 3. They rotate around the X, Y, and Z axis. Okay. If you rotate and you have your cursor close to your object, it's going to move in 22.5-degree increments. Okay. So that 22.5, 45. Okay. If you pull it far away, it rotates in 1-degree increments. And if you hold the Shift key down, it will move in 45-degree increments. Okay. So the Shift key is always going to be something that kind of gives you an extra menu. Okay. So from here, I'm just going to do it. See how it says undo the scaling and return? Don't undo it. Just move it to the side. Okay. I'm going to click next. Excuse me. Now it says, if you want to, what if you want the flower on your organically grown biopowered death ray fly trap to be a little smaller? Why not changing the straight? I don't know what he's talking about there. What I want to get is this. This is where I want to be. Okay. This set of directions confuses kids. I'm not quite sure why. It says rotate your box 22 degrees. It doesn't tell you what direction. I'm going to tell you it's the top rotate. Bring it close, 22.5 degrees. Okay. Not the side, not the front, the top rotate. Okay. Now it says use the black side handle to stretch the rotated box. So the box is already rotated. Black side handle, stretch it. Okay. Now if I put it in there and stretch it back slightly. Okay, there we go. I hit D for drop to bring it up. Okay, that's it. Kids get so frustrated on this step. You kind of like pull your hair out. Don't do that. Each time you're working on lesson 3, it'll say, delete and go on to the next step. This one, it says continue to the next step. And then it says select your item and delete it. Don't delete it. Just move it to the side, move to the next step. Okay. I want to see a lineup of all of your objects along the edge of your work plane. Okay. So Lesson 3, let me jump back to the beginning, okay, is going to walk you through moving your object, rotating your object, and scaling your object. And you can see that on lesson 17, we did skewing as well, okay? Take it slow, take it easy, be focused, don't get frustrated. If this is in your way, know that you can always hit the up button and it makes it kind of go away. But as soon as an object is selected, it's going to show up, okay? So just know that. All right, so for today, your lesson is to work on lesson 3. If you're feeling motivated and you would like to go to lesson 4, you can click on the tab up here. Or when you finish lesson 3, it'll ask you if you want to continue. Okay, and you can go to making and manipulated grouped objects. There are 2 objects you're going to build in here. It might be helpful to get the first of the 2 objects completed and leave the second one for tomorrow. Lesson 5, you build a castle. Okay, so the first object you're going to create is a cookie cutter heart. Okay, you're going to follow the directions. As you step through it, you're going to read the information on what you're doing, the theory behind it, and then looking at your instructions, okay, and continuing through each one, okay? So at the end of this lesson, you should have what looks like a cookie cutter, okay? So I'm not gonna talk through the steps. I'm just gonna kind of do it my own way very quickly. Okay. Now I am doing it different from what your lesson is going to walk you through, so don't be overwhelmed when your steps don't look similar to mine. Okay, but your end result is going to be something like this, a cookie cutter. Okay, take that, move it up here before you go on to the next. The next item that you're going to build is going to be a house. Okay, now this is a simple house. Let me jump right to the end. Okay, so it's going to be a simple house that you're going to build. I'm going to look to see that you stopped here at the ridge line, that you have your roofs correct, that nothing is floating, there's no space between the two, that you put in a little door and a couple of windows. This is not your project house. This is just a basis for building your foundation, okay? So when you finish lesson 4, you should have your heart on your work plane and you should have your house on your work plane, okay? I'll go over the house a little bit tomorrow for you. For today, complete lesson 3, and if you'd like to, get halfway through lesson 4, okay? That's it. Have a great day.